And today I'm going to show you how to paint your 3D model if you want to do multicolor 3D printing. I'm going to use Orca Flash Forge, but there are many other slicers that they have the same tool. So let's start. And I'm going to go to the top menu and select the paint tool. This is going to give me some sub menu with a lot of tools. We're going to start with the first line, and this is going to be the filament that you're going to use. These colors are related to the filament that you already put on the menu on the left. And if you want to change these colors, you just have to press the number or just to press the color and you'll be able to change it. After you do that, you're not going to see any changes. You have to select another tool and then go back to the paint tool and you'll see how it's update. Now the next section is the brushes. This one, to be honest, the first one, the circle and the sphere, you're not gonna see a lot of difference. I believe the sphere is more for those 3D parts, like those corners, if you wanna maintain that circle shape. But I don't see any difference. The second one is completely related to the polygon and the quality of your model. If you have a low resolution like my model, it will just detect tiny squares or triangles depending how the model was created. If you have more resolution, probably will be able to select a full eye or arms, things like that. The next tool is the line brush. Pretty much you can create something like this exercise band. The cool part is that the program detects that that paint is a selection. So if I go to my next brush, that will be this bucket. This tool pretty much paint all over an area until it finds boundaries. So it will apply it here. You can see right away how it detected the boundary of the band and it's not going further than that. If I go back some step and I get rid of the band, it will paint the whole model because there's no more boundaries. And the next tools in this menu allows to move these arrows. No matter which brush you're using, it will allow you to tell the brush how much area it should detect. Not right now, even if I'm using my bucket tool that I should select the whole piece and I don't have any other boundaries, I can select and you can see these white lines. It's kind of telling the program this is the area that you can only apply this brush. Sometimes it could be a clean selection, sometimes not that clean, like you can see over here. But you have the other brushes that you can clean that is up, and you're gonna see that in a minute. Something that I want to mention is that even if your model looks that has a perfect symmetry, sometimes the program is not gonna detect that. Over here, when I selected the mouth, it didn't recognize the other side. So it's important to understand that sometimes just playing a little bit and you'll be able to have the selections that you want. Now let's really paint this Pokemon. I'm gonna select my brush. I'm gonna go have my color. I'm gonna reduce my brush and make sure that you always do a close up. And I'm just gonna start painting. There's not really an erase option when it comes to this tool, unless the last one. The only problem with that is that it will erase everything that you have done. And probably you don't want that more if you have already painted all your model. So the best way is to go back and forth between the color that is around wherever you're painting, and that way kind of fix it. Like I mentioned, sometimes you can just play around to try to create the selection that you want. Over here, I wanted to do like an outline, and I'm using just my mouse. I don't have a pen. And I'm surprised that even if I'm not really good, I have kind of good control, or at least that's what I feel. And someone with a pen, it will be better. Also, I recommend just to move around. If you paint using the front view, you may missing other parts. And when you print this, it's not gonna be looking really good. Right now, I'm just realizing that I'm not really liking it, the outlines. I'm just gonna do the eyebrow, and I'm just gonna continue with the eyes. And the only thing you have to do is just go back with the tool, the circle tool, the sphere tool, and try to clean it up. Like I mentioned, even if I'm using a mouse, it's kind of not that hard. Now, if I go over here in the mouth and I try to do these lines to do the separations, to be honest, they didn't turn out that good. But we have a tool over here on the sub menu You can use the vertical or the horizontal one, and it will create a straight line. So that one is going to be really useful. And I'm going to paint with white and just clean up the same way. Choosing the color, go back to paint. Choosing the other color, go back and paint. And I'm realizing that these black lines are too thick. And I'm going to do the same technique. So I'm just going to use white and just go over and try to fix it so they're not that thick. And I'm liking how it is turning up. So you have to be a little bit patient because it's really like painting. You have to go slow. Over here, I'm realizing that I'm liking it without that evil eyebrow. So I'm just gonna remove it and just move around your object. Make sure that you have the paint wherever you want it. That's how you use the tools. Now remember that when you're doing multicolor 3D printing, every single time that you have those colors, even if you didn't paint them, the program will create this tower that is going to have all the colors. Now remember, this tower is not part of the filament that get waste. You're going to have that waste because every single change of colors, and you're going to have this tower that is going to measure the pressure so you have a good print. But if you have any of the newer printers like a 2026 that has multiple nozzles, you don't really need to worry about waste or this tower. The tool menu bar has a lot of things that you can do on your slicer. So check this next video. Enjoy 3D printing, enjoy art, and see you next time.